I need to know, do you think that Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him.
Kim Porter passed away in 2018 tragically from pneumonia.
I've been holding a lot lately. Puff Daddy is the king of deception.
Kim also had video footage of Usher and Diddy getting it on.
Kim probably told all that book.
Kim was not found unresponsive in bed. She was discovered on the bathroom floor. If they found her in bed, then she was strategically placed there.
There was actually blood located on Kim's pillowcase.
If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down. Okay? If I showed one of these tapes,
So
I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad.
Oh, it's gonna get bad already.
Diddy's lawyers are left speechless after 50 Cent dropped some shocking footage of Kim Porter that nobody expected. Kim Porter's death, which has always been surrounded by mystery, is now getting the attention it deserves as the investigation intensifies. At first, the media claimed her death at 47 was natural, but new evidence is making people question that narrative. The truth about what she was dealing with before her death is becoming harder to ignore, especially with her tell-all book revealing hidden details. We'll break it all down, but first, let's dive into these tapes.
And for those unaware who haven't been following, most of you have been watching or following, but just in case those haven't, yes, this thumb drive contained this manuscript as well as videos, etc.
Yeah, diary excerpts, pictures, and there supposedly are S tapes on there with celebrities, yes. I have not seen them. I was not shown them. Let me just say it this way. The whole idea was to be in possession of a story, to do a book and a movie. If the tapes with celebrities or Whistleblown or Kim Porter took the drives from Sean's safe and gave them to a celebrity source, and those came to the investigators and journalists, that's how it goes. That happens every day. Okay? So to monetize that in a book or a story, Hollywood does it every day. It doesn't matter. There's mob movies about guys who killed people that made millions of dollars, and you rank them as the top 5 movies of all time. So it's just part of life. So I'm going to say this. And Ariel and Courtney can say whatever they want. And if they're trying to be softly deceptive here and there, that might be for their protection. Okay? I talk about my reality, what I know. Not in 2016 at the Atlanta house where this tape is supposedly made with Diddy and he's years old. He's not a so I don't know what he's talking about. Okay? In Kim Porter's book, she talks about I've never seen anything of them. When she calls them young boys, how do you know she's not talking about 18, 19-year-olds? So people have kind of run with this like, oh, there's and to me, I don't think Sean Combs is that stupid to film himself with I'm sorry, I don't.
Right, and let's be clear, you haven't seen these tapes, you just dropped some names. You can't, we don't know for sure if those people are on those tapes, but those have been theorized, just to be clear. Sure. But here's my problem, even if those names were on, if they were drugged, you mentioned that night, that dude was on some stuff, there's no way he can consent to what's going on. So if that was the case, which I'm not saying it is, because he has a right to protect himself and so on, don't you have a problem with that kind of stuff being sold to the highest bidder or back to that person as almost blackmail?
Well, it's not blackmail and it's not extortion, because I could argue that any civil lawsuit is a form of extortion. What did Cassie do when Cassie asked for millions of dollars or she's going to talk? Is that extortion? See, lawyers, they try to tell me this. I know a lot of attorneys. It's not extortion. I could say Tony Busby is extorting witnesses and celebrities right now. Okay? Putting up a hotline, asking for people to come forward, and then going to the celebrities and saying, if you don't talk, we're gonna out you, or if you don't pay. What is that? So it's all blurred. It's like everyone just needs to kind of relax If they want to do a catch and kill, that happens all the time too. If wants to catch and kill it, let him. It's his right. If Courtney wants to help him, because look, I'm telling you right now, Courtney Burgess is not the only person that has that tape. I already know he's not, because I know somebody else at a major Hollywood studio that I could out if I want to, who has watched parts of it, and they told me they did. So he's not the only one. You think over 30 years, he's the only one who had, there's other people there. There's hundreds of people at these parties.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Albie Shore, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide and they found toxins in her body. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Albie Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma.
EMS 14 respond with engine 76 on scene of the cardiac arrest.
Tonight, Kim's untimely death raising questions and sending shockwaves through Hollywood. She was the fashion model, actress, and world-famous mother to Diddy's kids.
Extra, extra.
With the hip-hop superstar and their children as he received his star on the Walk of Fame.
We're gonna make sure we have this moment right here.
She was last seen looking happy and healthy with her ex and their children at this event just 16 days before her death. TMZ reporting she had been suffering from flu-like symptoms and possibly pneumonia, but an official cause has yet to be released. People reporting she and her longtime love, Sean Combs, remained close friends and co-parents, a source saying they were still a family. Kim posting this photo just weeks ago. Only Extra was with the couple at their New York baby shower for twins Delilah and Jesse.
So do we have 2 future ballerinas possibly? Yes, of course.
The happy parents-to-be kissing for our camera, Diddy telling AJ,
I just take everything in as a blessing, you know. I got 3 sons and to have these young ladies on the way is incredible.
While we've been questioning Diddy's role in Kim Porter's death, it's also important to look at how he treated her while she was alive. From the start, Diddy and Kim's relationship was a toxic roller coaster, full of cheating and endless drama. He was always jumping between Kim and J-Lo, never fully committing to either, yet never letting Kim go. Behind closed doors, Kim opened up to her friends and family about the struggles she was facing, but as a mother, she kept so much hidden. She endured more than she should have, until it became too much. The most heartbreaking part? Kim poured out her pain in private diary entries, leaving behind—
When you was around Diddy, did you ever see him put his hands on Jennifer Lopez?
Well, he didn't do any violence to Mrs. J-Lo. That's why I didn't see any violence. It's a different breed, bruh. He wasn't gonna risk himself like that. And plus, a lot of people didn't like him. J-Lo mother didn't like him. Benny Medina didn't like him. You understand? So now, the first thing, if he would have ever touched Miss Lopez in any kind of aggressive way, she would have said something, man, listen to me. The whole Bronx would have been on Puff. He didn't treat her like that, bro. He didn't do none of that old crazy stuff, that play fight, that beating them with pillows and all that other like that, smothering them and, you know, doing that childish. He didn't do that. I never seen him do that with Miss Lopez at all. So it's a different class. You know, he knew that she was an actress, she was a singer, songwriter, whatever like that, all her accolades. He did put her on a pedestal, but he still was seeing Kim, but he put her on a pedestal. So I don't think that she had those experiences. And then, you know, people only do what you let them do. If he would have did that to her, he would only had one time. You see, when he ran out the club and left her after that shooting at Shine them, she ain't want to be with them no more. Yo, he left her. You know what I mean? So he wasn't going to treat her like, he was treating the rest of them.
But why do you think she haven't spoke up yet? Like, I'm sure she know a lot, right?
I don't think Ms. Lopez, I don't think he treated her that way. I don't think he treated her with any aggression like that. And if he did, it wasn't on my watch. He would always make excuses like she was about to go off a couple of times in the studio because the girls that was up in there was disrespectful to her. So, but I don't think that she has a story where Puff was trying to be a or was a to her.
I see. But I want to backtrack, right? Because you made a comment, and I want you to go more into detail about it. You said that Diddy, when he was with Jennifer Lopez, he was still saying Kim Porter?
Yeah. Kim couldn't go nowhere. Bro. Kim couldn't have no relationships. Kim couldn't be at no club. If he called Kim's house, and at this time she had this little Spanish looking girl, and she might have a case. She might have a case. It was Christian babysitter. She might get in touch with a lawyer. Whew. That's all I'm gonna say on that one.
His babysitter, what's the deal with that? What you mean by that?
Kim had a babysitter that Puff had in his pocket, whereas that she would tell everything Kim was doing, every place Kim was going, and I would catch her over at Puff house in the morning, and Christian wasn't there, Justin wasn't there, nobody was there, and I would put her in a cab so she could go home. When I came there some Saturday and Sunday morning.
Wow, so the babysitter that was working for Kim Porter, she was going behind her back and telling Diddy everything that she was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. So the whole time that him and Jennifer Lopez was dating, he was still seeing Kim Porter and controlling her at the same time.
Everything. Knew everything Kim was doing. He didn't have to have cameras, he had eyes and ears.
Long suspected since it happened, since she died in, I would say, rather mysterious circumstances, that Diddy had something to do with the death of his ex-partner and the mother to his children, a woman named Kim Porter. Now, what happened was she mysteriously died of pneumonia at the age of 47. Not the typical way that a 47-year-old goes out, especially just when they are about to publish a tell-all book on their very famous ex, Diddy. That's what happened to Kim. She died of pneumonia at the age of 47 years old. Well, guess what? It was just announced yesterday that Kim Porter's book is being published. It's a 60-page book entitled Kim's Lost Words. It claims to be a collection of the diaries of Kim Porter, the mother of Diddy's children, and it was leaked by her friends. Now, the person who's publishing it is saying that he received a thumbnail from one of the friends who was very scared, and it is heavily implied they believe that Diddy had something to do with her death.
While many believe the book is a genuine account of Kim's struggles, others think it might be fake and wasn't even written by her. Jaguar Wright, known for speaking her mind, has suggested that it could be another PR move by Diddy's team to manipulate the story. But the big question remains, Would Diddy go that far to protect his image, even if it meant tarnishing Kim's life?
I know this woman went through it being with Diddy for so many years. That is irrefutable. But I don't think Kim Porter wrote this book. This random man named Chris Todd calls himself an investigative producer and says someone in her camp gave him her USB with her diary. Now, I'm not saying she didn't have a diary. I'm not saying she wasn't writing a book, but her friends and family are saying there was no such thing. I'm sure her friends and family know what happened. She went to hell and back for this man. But this random man now has a best-selling, self-published book on Amazon. He's making money off of Kim Porter. Justice for Kim Porter, but hasn't this woman's legacy been through enough without some shady guy making money off of her? Now we know before Diddy, she was with Albie Shore, and together they had a son named Quincy. Diddy was with Misa Hilton, and together they had a son named Justin. They're in the Juicy video together. Now there's a lot of overlapping here, but just a year after Justin was born, Kim and Diddy started dating. Together they had a son named Christian, who looks exactly like his dad. This was in 2008. Not long after, Diddy starts dating J-Lo, and they're all over the place. After J-Lo, Diddy and Kim get back together, and 2006, they find out they're expecting twins. But guess what? Kim finds out while...
If you was Diddy's PR team, the smartest thing for you to do would be create your own version of the Kim Porter book. And make sure it gets pushed out there first, so anything that comes after will always be held in question. It's brilliant. It's great spin. For the real version come out, y'all better believe everything that Albie Shore says. It's about to get disgusting. I'm telling you right now, this book is spin. And it gives everyone a chance to dirty up everybody else attached to the story. Because if everybody looks like a scumbag, it makes...
To set the record straight, Kim's ex, rapper Albie Shore, has weighed in with some shocking claims. He revealed that Kim had confided in him about certain stories Diddy allegedly told her, stories that seemed to match parts of the book. According to the Daily Mail, Albie Shore shared in a series that Kim really did keep a diary, where she described Diddy's troubling behavior. Although her children have denied it, Elle insists she told him things like, "Something's not right," and that Diddy's soul seemed completely dark, like he wasn't even the same person. Kim even made him promise, on her son's life, never to reveal anything, out of fear for his safety. I'll also mention that before her death, she was writing in her diary. Someone eventually gained access to her phone and computer and uncovered what she had been documenting about what was happening behind closed doors.
R&B singer Albie Shore wants the late Kim Porter's death case to be reopened. He wants Diddy investigated. He believes that Diddy had something to do with it, along with her missing computer. He's also slamming this new book, Kim's Lost Words, as fictitious, saying that this is not real. So Albie Shore took to his Instagram in 3 different posts and tagged law enforcement from the feds to the LAPD to the NYPD. If you want to hear the full 3 posts, I posted a longer form video on YouTube, Kempire on YouTube. So he says this, he says, "For over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hopes to protect loved ones, avoid deaths and tragedies that could all have been avoided." Albie Shore also believes that this book was released as a calculated effort. He also refers to the book as calculated fiction. He also says that Kim Porter saved his life multiple times throughout the years through people that were trying to take him out.
In another interview, Albie Shore made an even more chilling revelation. He claimed that Kim had warned him about how far Diddy might go if he ever tried to step in for her.
Life in danger. You see how Albie Shore, he came out saying that Kim Porter death needs to be looked into?
I think that Al being his ex-wife, he have every right, knowing about the stuff that came out about Diddy and what he was doing. You understand what he has done in the past, and people have overlooked it. By him coming out and saying that he hoped that he could get her case reopened. There was a guy called John the Paperwork Party. They would put in an open petition to get Kim's case reopened. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll be sure doing this is showing that, you know, he still got love for Quincy's mother. He still want to find out the truth because allegedly Kim was fine the day before and the day of her death. And then now she found in the bed, dead from pneumonia. That just don't sound right, bro. That don't sound right at all.
So you feel the same way about her death being suspect?
I don't think nobody in America thinks nothing suspicious about Kim's death, bro. If you are rich like that, you could, Kim had, I think a net worth of like, what, 12 million a year or something like that? Kim could have called any doctor to come over and look at her. If she was that bad, she could have called an ambulance or something like that. Everything is suspicious about her death, bro. And I don't think an autopsy was done on her. And if it was a half-assed job.
You personally, right? What do you think happened to Kim Porter?
If I say something personal, bro, and my belief, and I put it on to the public, then I might be liable. You understand what I'm saying? I might could be liable for what I say. So I just can't say that, I don't really want to say what I really believe, brother. Because, what I really believe is that they might got into a little spat, a little fight, something went down, and Puff did that play fighting stuff that he always do, and that pillow fighting stuff, and probably smothered her. But I wouldn't say that on the air. I wouldn't let people know that he probably smothered her to death, and because she had a bad cold or she felt some kind of way that she died doing them having that play fight with the pillow fights and everything and smothered her. But I'm not gonna say nothing like that on the program because I don't want to get myself in trouble. As far as saying that with him and say, oh, he said this and he said that. Nah, I'm just being facetious. I'm just being sarcastic that if, in those type of realms and those type of things, because I'm never going to say that he probably smothered her to death. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they rush to do the coroner come in and say, yo, she had she had pneumonia. She died of pneumonia, but nobody did no autopsy or nothing like that. Get out of here. Have her funeral, put her in a gold casket. It takes, 2 months to get those gold caskets, had it within a week? Or you're a millionaire, I guess you can. You're a multi-millionaire, you can get it that quick. Then had somebody at the funeral home, had a bodyguard at the funeral home watching the dead body for 24 hours up until the funeral.
Meanwhile,